What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Olaf from Greenwood Real Estate and we help people to buy real estate in Spain and also in the United States. And today we're going to cover a new market and it's Detroit, Michigan. So let's go. Okay, let's have a look where Detroit is located. Okay, Detroit is over here right at the Canadian border. Detroit is the most populous city in the state of Michigan. It is situated on the bank of the Detroit River across from the Canadian city of Windsor, Ontario. It's the 26th most populous city in the United States and the largest US city on the Canada-United States border, with a population in 2020 of 640,000 people, while the Metro Detroit area has over 4.4 million people. It's the 14th largest metropolitan area in the nation and second largest in the Midwest. Detroit doesn't necessarily have a good reputation. When most people hear about Detroit, they think instantly about the bankruptcy that happened, the auto industry that collapsed, and the bad things that were happening in the city. But nowadays, Detroit is completely changing and there are a lot of opportunities. So we're going to look at those, but also talk about the risks that involve with investing in Detroit real estate. Detroit went through one of the biggest urban collapses in the United States. Bankruptcy happened in 2013, population decline, abandoned homes everywhere. But what's happening now, it's one of the most interesting turnarounds in the country. Big companies are coming back, Ford, General Motors, Rocket Mortgage, and a ton of startups are opening offices here. And the downtown and midtown areas have been completely transformed. There's also been a massive push for revitalization projects, from new residential buildings to new schools to green parks. So this makes the neighborhoods way better and also creates more jobs and eventually more housing demand. Why do investors love Detroit? First of all, it's affordability. You can find properties from $70,000 to $130,000, something that's impossible in most US cities right now. The average rents from these homes range from $900 to $1,400 per month. So you're looking at rental yields easily above 10 to 12% gross ROI. This is very good, and it's actually very easy to find this kind of rental properties. So it's not like a hidden gem in other markets, but in Detroit you can really find easy returns above 10%, even 15% plus. Another reason why investors love Detroit, because it's in the state of Michigan, and Michigan is a pro-landlord state. That means it's easy to evict tenants, no high taxes, no rental caps, no transfer tax or all this kind of nonsense that will make it more difficult for you as a landlord to operate your real estate business. And the best part is, because the prices are relatively low, the upside can be very high. So that's why a lot of investors, they think, okay, the price in Detroit, they cannot maintain these low prices. They will catch up with other cities in the United States. So there's a lot of space for appreciation. Okay, let's now look at the deal deep dive and check out a property in Detroit. And we got this property here. It's at Coyle Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And the listing price is $120,000. And I will show you, it's a brick property. You cannot see the square feet. But it's a Section 8 property. I got this one offered a while ago, but it's currently rented. And yeah, it just looks like very basic property. Not much, just tenant proof. Thing is with Section 8, like you wanted to keep it up to standard for Section 8 because they look at certain requirements. The property needs to be renovated up to Section 8 standard, but of course you're not going to make like a super luxury renovation, because like these tenants are probably going to damage your property in the long run, so you don't want to spend too much money into fixing it up. Okay, let's run the numbers quick on this property. Yeah, so the purchase price is $120,000. The rent is $1,200. It's a single family home, 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Square feet, I got it here, it's 1,142 square feet. The monthly rent is $1,200 a month, so there's a gross annual income of $14,400. Estimated expenses, a bit on the higher side, is $5,000 a month, so the net operating income will be $8,000. Cap rate is between 6.6 and 7%, and the gross ROI of this property is 12%. Yeah, so this is just an example of a property in Detroit. It's a brick house. This is not necessarily the best deal or the most amazing deal. Of course, you can find better deals in Detroit. But this is just an example what you can buy over there. So what I know from Detroit, it's always better to go for brick properties because they're easier to sell in the future and also less problems than having wooden properties. And then this price class is also good. It's $120,000. The only thing is it's going to be hard to finance this property if you're a non-resident investor, because they usually require more than $100,000 on the loan. So this one will be maybe a bit too cheap to finance, so maybe you need a bit more expensive property. But the thing is, like, in my opinion, you shouldn't also go for too cheap properties, like those 70, 80, 90,000 properties, because, I mean, in my opinion, there's a reason why they're so cheap, because they're in very bad neighborhoods. They could be in D-class neighborhoods or a C- neighborhood in Detroit. It's very, very bad. I've walked in these neighborhoods, like, most properties are completely vacant. It just gives a very bad vibe. You can see the tenant pool is not very good. So in the long term, it's going to be harder to resell this property. There's another thing, they can destroy your property. There's just going to be more headache with these kind of properties. So I would just avoid these kind of properties, because in the long run, they will just give you headache and problems. Also, if there's an economic downturn, and people lose their jobs, even if it's like Section 8 properties, but people lose their jobs. So in this neighborhood, you will see the problem starting first. So I would suggest to look for properties above $100K, because you just buy in better neighborhoods. So if we're looking at the risk, as I said before, some neighborhoods have high crime rates and high vacancy, a lot of drug dealing, so that's very tricky. So in Detroit, it's really street by street. You really have to know the location. It's a bit harder to do long distance real estate investing, in my opinion. It's not that you can see like a property from Zillow and you're like, hey, this neighborhood looks good, I'm gonna make an offer. And then you come there, it's like, wow, what is this? It's just way more difficult, because it really varies by street. And I walked around and I saw a lot of vacant properties, and then the next street will be completely fine. So yeah, it's just a bit more difficult compared to other cities where, like neighborhoods are a bit more classified and it's not really street by street. So I would say that's a bit the disadvantage of Detroit, but yeah, there are also opportunities. Yeah, then some properties are also older, so renovation costs can go up. Then also your capex, so your capital expenditures, take that into account with your calculations for the long term. Property management is very crucial, because you're dealing with Section 8 tenants, lower class tenants that can cause a lot of problems. So you really need a good property management company in place. I think it's kind of difficult to manage it yourself, because the tenant pool is a bit more difficult. So tenant selection is very important, and then also being on tight on it and really be present. So for Detroit, I wouldn't really recommend long distance real estate investing if you do everything yourself. In my opinion, you need to have a good team on the ground that helps you with the execution. If you consider investing in Detroit, we can definitely help you out further. We have the right people on the ground that can help you find suitable investment properties, manage renovations, and find suitable tenants to have a profitable investment property. So if you're interested, you can check out my website, greenroadsrealestate.com, and schedule a call with me, and we can see how we can help you further. Also, we're gonna organize trips next year to Detroit, so if you're interested, send me a DM or schedule a call. We can see how we can help you. So that was Detroit in a nutshell. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm heading to the United States next week, to Columbus, Cleveland, and Las Vegas. So you see a lot of content coming up. Again, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. See you next time.